Okay, students, we'd like to welcome you back here, or still here, since some of you were still here. I think we still have a couple of groups that aren't back from the tour yet, but I just texted them again and trying to get them here. So we'll go ahead and get started. Thanks for coming to our Forces for Good PTSA Day at the Capitol. I'm going to do some quick introductions here for our student council first. So come up here, guys, so they can all see you. So we have a student council for the whole state that helps plan events like this. So we have Paige and Benson Quist, we have Clara Pitts, Aiden Barnack, and Aspen Brinkerhoff. Aspen's dad, Brian's over there working the camera. Betty Shaw just gave us lots of her famous homemade fudge that the award winners will be getting here in a second, right? And then I'll just also recognize we have the First Lady, Abby Cox, that we'll be introducing here in a minute a little more thoroughly. And then Stacy Molinette, the president of Utah PTA. And you'll get to know the other three here in a minute. Because when we created today with our theme of Forces for Good that was brought to us by our students, when we were putting together the program, it became obvious to us that we needed to create a new award. So we created what's called the PTA Forces for Good Award. And instead of just doing a plaque where they could just put it on their wall or file it away somewhere, we actually made our award like this. Any of you guys know what this award is, or what it is? It's a Newton's Cradle. You're right. I don't know if I'll be able to show it to you. But what's cool about it is you start something and it causes a reaction from other things. So we talked about it, and Clara helped us come up with this quote that goes along with the award. This person's efforts have moved countless others. Like this Newton cradle, their work keeps momentum, keeps changing people long after the initial impact. So we thought it was fitting that we did an award like that. So our first recipient of this award is Jolynn Ward, who you guys heard this morning from Golden Gate Movement. So Jolynn. So she's got a certificate, and she'll get to take this home. We gave it to her last week, and we said, sorry, you can't take it. We need it again next week. So she'll get it this week. And then there's some fudge. But she's going to talk for a second about being a force for good and read the words from the song that she talked about here.
Awesome, thank you. You guys just all heard from me for about an hour, so I'm not going to take up too much time, but I want to just share a picture. We took it here at the Capitol last week. As I mentioned, Bingham High School's choir, members of the Golden Gate Club, were here to sing a song that I actually wrote. It's a song that's in our elementary curriculum called I'll Be the One. So I'm going to get the picture up of all the students who were here and sang it last week. I wish they could be here today. We're going through all the pledge, just to give you a refresher course. These were the words that they shared last week. The song's called I'll Be the One. One smile starts a friendship. One laugh lights up a room. One hand that lifts another, chasing away gloom. One heart that is, one a connection and a heart that is aware, one soul to feel connected, and I don't have the words, one heart that is aware. I'll be the one whose smile starts a friendship. I'll be the laugh that lightens up a room. I'll be the hand extended to another. I'll be that one. I'll be the one I will include. One choice to be that person who strives to elevate. who sees the good in others, casting away hate. A rule that is golden brings forth unity. And remember this one line, how we treat each other affects community. I'll be the one whose smile starts a friendship. I'll be the laugh that lightens up a room. I'll be the hand extended to another. I'll be that one. I'll be the one. I will include. Does everybody have their Stay Kind wristbands on? I want you guys to raise your hands if you will be the one. Will all of you be that one? Awesome. I can just see Utah schools and everybody getting better. And I can't do it by myself. I need help from everyone to be the one and be a force for good. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Jolynn. Our next recipient is a student that was a recent graduate from Spanish Fork High School, Sterling Brinkerhoff. Sterling, stand up. So, when he was at Spanish Fork High School, he started a tradition that they still carry on today in making sure every student, every female student gets a rose or paper flower on Valentine's Day. It looks like this. Sterling created it, and they make them every year, and they give them out. I'm going to have his dad, Brian Brinkerhoff, just say a few words about the impact of what he did and how that's changed a lot of lives at Spanish Fork.
I'll keep it real brief. A couple of years ago, there was Sterling was in his English class, and there was a young lady that was in his class up until towards the end of the year. Unfortunately, that desk was empty for the rest of the year. She took her life with help of a friend in Payson Canyon, and her quote-unquote friend even bought the rope for her. And it left a real hole in that classroom as well as in Sterling. And he wanted to let students know that there is a friend out there that's out there for their best, that they are recognized, very much like we've heard earlier today. And so he talked to the principal, and they created these flowers, and they wanted to make sure that no one is forgotten on Valentine's Day. We're almost on Valentine's Day again, and the point was to make sure everyone received a Valentine. They made eye contact with everyone that they gave it to, and it was a personalized Valentine. It was made by hand or was handwritten notes. A lot of times today they still write hand notes saying, hey, you're awesome, I like to see you in the hallway. It's been a tradition now, a legacy tradition now for Spanish Fork High School for several years now. And you will have the opportunity today to make your own flowers. If you don't catch on as fast, there's a video that you can learn, and you can re-watch it over and over again like I do. Anyway, it's something he's been doing for quite a while. He created this flower in 5th grade, and it's left an impact. At the end of that first Valentine's Day, he received a box of Valentines. And inside of it took him about 4 or 5 days to read through them all. And there was about 5 or 6 notes in there that said, hey, I've been considering hurting myself. Thanks for seeing me. Thanks for recognizing me. I know it may not have been specifically to me, but thanks for looking out for us. And anyway, it's made an impact at Spanish Fork. Hopefully it makes an impact with you today. Feel free to make a flower and share one. And again, thanks for being here. You are a force for good. Thanks for being here.
Our last recipient is Celeste Edmonds from the Christmas Box House. She's the executive director. And if you don't know anything about the Christmas Box House, she'll be presenting to you guys after this event here. And what it basically is it's a place where children go when they're transitioning into foster care. And they're celebrating their 25th anniversary this year. They've served over 125,000 children here in Utah. And Celeste knows what they're going through because she went through foster care herself. She's made a great impact on the lives of a lot of children here in Utah. And for that, we're giving the Forces for Good Award to Celeste Edmonds.
Hi. It's so good to be here. Last week, I was here as well, and these awesome Valentine flowers came up, and I texted my children because there'll be a video that will show you guys how to do this later. Every year for Mother's Day and for my birthday, I ask them not to purchase me a gift, but to do a service project with me, because kind of like the Forces of Good theme, it's something that I think they'll remember more than trying to go through the angst of what the heck do we get Mom, who would just go buy herself something anyway. And so it's kind of created a tradition for us. So I texted them the video and I said, guess what? We have Mother's Day service project. We're going to make these Valentines for all the kids at the Christmas box house a little early for Mother's Day, but that's okay. It doesn't matter when, as long as we do it. And so I'm going to talk more about my story, but Todd did mention that this is a Christmas Box International's 25th anniversary. I've been here the whole time, and it's pretty remarkable that we've served 125,000 children. It's kind of hard to get your head around that number. But if we took all of the Utah college football stadiums, and we filled them all at the same time, that's about how many kids we've helped in the last 25 years. And, you know, it's kind of bittersweet because when Richard Paul Evans, has anybody heard of the book, The Christmas Box? How about the Michael Vey series? That might be a little more, okay, your genre. Well, I spoke to him last week. He was off writing when I was on my way to the Capitol, and he shared that he was writing book number 8. For those of you that care, I'm giving you the inside scoop, but you didn't hear it from me here today at the Capitol. So look forward to that. But I was telling him that I was coming up here, and we were talking about my first time at the Capitol. And a long time ago, a very long time ago, in my early 20s, I hadn't really been out of foster care for a whole long time. And I was one of those cynical people who didn't believe in our political system. Sorry. We're so fortunate she's here with us today. I hope you guys know how grateful I am. I didn't believe my voice made a difference. I didn't know if I was going to be someone that would even vote, to be really honest with you. And then I had a remarkable opportunity after joining the Christmas Box International of being invited up here to speak to our legislators about being raised in foster care. And there were a couple other folks up here that were also former foster care alumni. And we all spoke about our experiences and the opportunities we didn't have by being removed by the state and placed into state custody. And one of those was not being able to afford to go to college. And I'll never forget, it was House Bill 64. That day, to be able to come up here and testify and have your voice make a difference. And that bill was passed, allowing for youth who are going to exit the foster care system that have no other way of graduating or of going to college, that a state would pay for that. And it was a remarkable opportunity that really taught me that using your voice is about being ready. So when that time comes, you don't know when that's going to be, you're ready, you're prepared to tell your story and to let it be a positive impact in the community. And I'm very grateful to be here today, and I look forward to talking to you guys again later. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, guys. One more round for all three, please. Okay, now I'm pleased to introduce our First Lady here in the state of Utah, Abby Cox. She's married to Governor Spencer Cox. They were high school sweethearts, and they raised their family in Fairview, Utah. How many people here know where Fairview, Utah is? Okay, anybody been to the Manti pageant? Been to Manti? Or Snow College is nearby. Don't even know that part of the state. Okay, well, we need to take some tours down there. So Abby, we're grateful to have her here. When she started when her husband started as governor, she gets the opportunity to do a couple of things too and have an initiative. And so she has what's called the Show Up Initiative. And I see she has a folder that says it on her folder there. But it talks about having empathy with each other, and one of the key parts of it is also about foster care. So, right along with what Celeste does, and unified sports is another thing that she's talking about. But she's here to talk to you guys also about how you can be a force for good. So, turn the time over to Abby Cox.
I have a speech, and my people are really, I have a great team working with me, and they take a lot of time to write things and help me to know what I want to say. And I'm going to leave it back there for a minute because I'm just thinking and being inspired by the people that just received these awards today. Celeste with our foster care is a perfect example of you are not your experiences. And just because something happens to you doesn't mean that has to define who you are. She's powerful influence in our state and a powerful influence for good, a force for good. And I love your theme here today, to be a force for good. Todd talked a little bit about my initiative, Show Up. And it came out of the experiences that people came and talked to us about. They talked to us about their experiences in foster care. They talked to us about that trauma that they experienced and how difficult that is and how we can come around and support them as a community. They talked to us about unified sports. This is a program. Raise your hand if you've heard of unified sports. That makes me a little sad. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it today. I hope you find it in your schools. And if you don't have it in your school, reach out to us, okay? Reach out to me, and we will talk about getting unified sports in your school. Unified sports is where kids with disabilities and kids without disabilities, their friends, kids with all abilities, can come together and play on a sports team together. It's so cool. And the kids in your school, these kids with disabilities, sometimes they're very severe. They are the rock stars on these teams, and they can be the rock stars in your school. And what it does is it provides a way for full school inclusion of all of these students. The third thing that we talk about, and we had people come to us, we had students come to us, we had teachers come to us, we had superintendents come to us and tell us about their experiences in school. I love the Be Kind. I love your wristbands. This is what we want to talk about. We want to make sure that every student in our school has the opportunity to feel included, to feel like they can be a part of the solution, to feel like they can be a force for good. And finally, we want to talk about our teachers. We had teachers come to us, and I know all of you have had struggles these last several years. COVID sucks, and it sucked for a long time now. We didn't know it was going to be here this long, and it's tearing our communities apart, not only health-wise, but it's tearing our communities apart because we're feeling not a part of a community. We're feeling pulled apart, and that is hurting our mental health. And did you know, my awesome students here, did you know that your teachers are feeling these same things that you're feeling? Did you know that they're feeling like they're worried for their health or they're worried for their family's health? Did you know that they're worried about your health? Did you know that they're worried about how they can make school happen for you? Did you know that they are striving to come to school every day even though their mental health is struggling? I want you to think about your teachers. I want you to think about their experiences. And the final thing that we are focused on is service and being a force for good through service. And all those things we talked about, all those mental health struggles, all the things about that our kids in foster care are worried about, all those things all come together through service. That's the way we take the terrible things that have happened to us in these last few years, and we come back together as a community through service. So these are the things that we're working on. These are the things that I see you doing each and every day, and I want you to talk to me today. I want this to be less about me. I want this to be a time where you can ask me anything, and I want you to share, first of all, does anybody have an experience of an amazing teacher this year or last year or any year that has done something that helped you to get over something really hard? Any students out there want to tell a story of their amazing teachers? Come on, don't be shy. I know your teachers are awesome. Oh, there we go. Come here. Thank you for being so brave. Thank you. It's kind of scary to get up here, isn't it? It's okay. You can be brave.
My anxiety.
I know. Okay. Yep. I feel it too. Okay.
I'm Olivia George. The PE teacher, well, one of the two PE teachers we have at my school, Miss Berger, she's really supportive, and so she was the first teacher I ever decided to come out. And it really helped because she was so supportive, and overall I felt like I had someone I could talk to.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much for sharing. That takes so much courage. And thank you to teachers. Is anybody else? Let's have, yeah, come on up.
So, as we were talking about how different people in our lives have supported us, the main teacher I could think about is Mr. Drought. And he's our school choir and theater teacher, and he has done so much to support me. My dad, he's in my life. He just doesn't really support me as much. When I tell him, hey, I got something going on, do you want to come? He says he's always busy, but Mr. Drought is always there to support me.
Thank you. Who else? Who else has an awesome teacher? Yeah, come on up. Yeah.
All right, so do I just, all right. So, all right, can you all hear me? All right, just making sure. So this is kind of an older one. Back in, I think, like probably 3rd grade, out in recess, it was always cold, so I had my gloves on. When I went out, back inside, I'd take off my gloves, but they were probably like too small or something, so the fabric lining inside the gloves would come out with my hand, and I had no idea how to fix that. And my teachers in 3rd grade oftentimes helped me to put the fabric lining back inside the glove. And that was the time that my teachers helped me. Thank you.
Sometimes teachers feel like mamas. Yeah. Right back there. Yeah. Come on up. Sorry, I can't see your name tags from back there, so I'll just point at you best I can. Even with my glasses.
Okay, so hi, my name is Cam, and I'm famous in my own way. I would like to say something to my teachers and my best friend, and mostly my best friend, and it is her birthday today. Her name is Mia Hobbs, and she is hiding in the back over there. She has been there for me all my life, basically, And I would just like to thank her for being there for me and always being a sister to me.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I know some of these are personal, and I just want you to understand how much our teachers do for us. They are the force for good in our lives. They care about you. They want the best for you. And if you think about it, they are making sure that our state is a force for good because they are influencing you to be a force for good. So I just want to end by letting you know how much the teachers mean to us, to myself, my husband, the governor. We care deeply about what happens to our teachers. We care deeply about what happens to our students, to you. If you have not downloaded the Safe UT app on your phone, do it right now. Download the Safe UT app. That is a way for you to connect with somebody if you need to reach out, if you're having mental health struggles, you can reach out on the Safe UT app. If you see something in your schools that doesn't feel right, you can reach out on the Safe UT app. Make sure that you have that downloaded. If you don't have it, do it right now. And if you have somebody, if one of you is struggling right now, because statistically there are several of you in this group that are considering suicide, if that is you, you tell someone right now, today, okay? Don't wait. Come to me if you need to. Come to your teachers, to your principals, to your parents, whoever you feel like you can trust, a friend. Make sure that you tell someone today and get the help that you need. Again, reach out to us. We want to get you involved in everything we're doing. We want you to be a part of our service team. One last thing I'll tell you about is our service initiative. It's called the 1-2-3 Challenge, and I would love every student in here to get involved in the 1-2-3 Challenge. 1, get on your social media and tell about someone who has served you. You can tell about your teachers, someone who has done something amazing in your community. And then 2, tell 2 ways you're going to serve, 2 ways you're going to be kind, that you're going to give back. And then 3, invite 3 more people to be involved in the challenge so that we can keep growing this movement of kindness, of connection, of empathy, because you are the generation that's going to make this happen. We've screwed it up. This world is messy, and you guys are going to make this a more loving, connected, and empathetic world. So thank you so much for being here.
Okay, I'd like to thank Abby Cox for joining us today. When I was thinking of teachers that have an impact on my life or my students, my children's life, I have an example of one of my children who didn't want to go to school, and he missed a few days, and the teachers notice when you're missing. One of his teachers emailed and said, "Adam, we miss you. What's going on? How can I help?" And I want to tell you that all your teachers feel that way. Sometimes they may not feel that way about all of you all the time because some of the things we do, right? But they do love you, and they miss you when you're not there, and they want to do all they can to help you. So I'll echo those thoughts. So thank you so much for everyone. Okay, we've got some tables set up in the back for you guys to check out a video. We've got QR codes. QPR is something else, but anyway. QR codes back there that you can do to pull up the video that shows you how to make the paper flower. So we got about 15-20 minutes for you guys to try and do that. Who's here from Clark Johnson Junior High? I went to their class, their meeting a week ago or so, and they always try and do service as part of every time they meet. So here's your service every time you meet here. So we learn from you guys too. Okay, so then after about 20 minutes, we'll make an announcement, and some of you will be back here to hear from Celeste, and then the others will be going over to the Senate building, which is just over there, to do the mock debates. So that's what's coming up. So back there on the table, some of our student council will help you get going. Sterling, you want to go back there and help too? That'd be awesome. Okay, thanks everyone.